Today's story is going to be about a man who saved everything he had for himself. And when I read through this, I was trying to think of examples that you might have in your life of this. And one thing I came up with in my little bag of fun is I have all these tickets. And I am Mrs. Miller, fourth grade teacher. And so what I do at school is I have this little clip, and I put some of these tickets on it, and then I have them ready to give out to students. How many of you have some kind of reward system at school, where maybe you earn tickets or dollars for good behavior? And so we do this, so if I see somebody sitting and listening and doing a good job, I might give you a ticket. Or if you brought the work that you were supposed to get done at home, I might give you a ticket. And I just see you being nice to each other. I might give you a ticket. All of those good things that I want to see done at school. Well, so students do this differently. Some of them get the ticket, oh, cool, stick it in their pocket. Do you think they hold on to that if they stick it in their pocket? It gets lost. It probably gets washed. Who knows? A lot of students will put them in their desk in an envelope to save them, and we get to go once a month at my school, and we get to spend these tickets. So we might get to buy a dum-dum sucker for one ticket. Okay, that's pretty good. Or maybe you need a new pencil. You could spend 2 tickets on that. For some kids, they save their tickets, and since we only go once a month, they might spend about 25 tickets on like a stuffed animal or an inflatable toy, something fun. And then some students, they just, I'm gonna save. I don't see anything here, and I'm gonna save them. And so they save in September, they save in October, all year long. And I get some students who get over 100 tickets. This is 100. And I've even had some students save all year, and they get over 200 tickets. And they're so excited for this last sale, and they go, and there's 10 tickets, and they get 10 suckers. And there's more tickets, and they get the stuffed animal snake, and they put it around their neck. And they've got all this stuff, and they're still holding on to this handful of tickets. And they're looking at me and looking at the store, and they don't know how to buy more. So they've just saved all these tickets, and guess what happens? They hand the tickets back to me, and they'll say, I guess I can't use them all. And then they go back, even though they've got all this stuff, they're just kind of disappointed because they didn't get to use everything they earned through the year. So I thought that might be something that you guys could think about too. Sometimes it's just fun if you've earned something to share with others, to spend those things, to enjoy them in the moment. Now I'm going to put away Mrs. Miller, and I am going to be 10-year-old Megan. And I loved to go trick-or-treating. How many of you go trick-or-treating? So I know my kids at home, we had these like plastic pumpkins that they would carry around. When I was a kid, I used a pillowcase. And at first, my parents just said, well, we have a pillowcase that holds stuff, you can take it. We don't need one of those plastic pumpkins. Okay, all right. Well, then, as I got older, I started looking at this pillowcase and thinking, ooh, this could hold a lot of candy. This is exciting. So as I got older, my brother and I, we would actually make a plan. And we would talk about where we would start, what street we would go down to that connected to another street that would bring us back around, but then we could loop around, and we had a pretty big subdivision. And then by the time we got older, probably just before middle school, so like late elementary, my brother and I were pretty fast. And then it became a competition. Who could get more candy? And we're running and chasing, and we came back. I remember one year, I think we had it like halfway full. It was amazing. We were so excited. And we kept this candy, and we'd eat it, but we knew when we got to Christmas, my mom said, that candy's been in the house for like 2 months. It's not any good anymore. You need to throw it out. So I had all this candy saved, and I just had to take it and dump it in the trash. And that didn't feel very good because I had worked really hard. I ran around, my brother and I made a plan, we had our friends come, and we all got all this candy, but then it was just too much for me to eat. I never shared with anybody because it was my candy. I might trade with my brother, and I'm sure my parents didn't like candy, so I never offered any to them. And I just wanted this candy for myself. So these were the two situations that I kind of came up with where saving everything you have didn't really come to a good end. You just kind of wasted it at the end because you didn't share with others. So hopefully you can think of some situations like that, or maybe you can connect to those. But since I'm older and wiser now, I did bring in candy to share today. So as you go back, I'm going to have you come up, and I think I have enough where everybody can get 2 pieces of candy, one for themselves and then one to share. Okay? Come on up.